You're a bit of an error. Are we live? I'm reloading on YouTube to see if we're live, but that always takes me a few times. Yay! Okay, we are live. So I just told my guests the schedule for timing because we have to fit in 100 minutes of sprinting. So without further ado, Anna, why don't you introduce yourself?
Hi, everybody. Happy Writeathon. My name is Anna Robbins. I'm a fantasy writer who sometimes makes the occasional writing videos. And yeah, thank you, Zara, for having me. I'm so excited.
Hi, everyone. My name is Candra Arthur. I write historical fiction, science fiction, fantasy, apparently horror. That's new. And I also am an AuthorTuber, and I am one half of Flash Fiction Live.
Yes. And sorry for moving the faces around. We're going to snake around. So, Kelly, you are next.
Okay. Hello, I'm Kelly. I am a genre-hopping writer, trier of hobbies, domestic goddess, which is just a fancy way of saying a stay-at-home mom and wife. And I'm also a podcast host, creator with Zara. We have Write-ish, and a new season's going to be dropping in July. So, yeah.
The first episode of season 3 went up last week. My bad. But the rest of it is coming in July.
No, that was just like, it was on purpose. It's to get you guys ready for July. It's excitement. It wasn't an accident.
Thanks for trying to protect me.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Laura, aka LP Savage, aka Newbie to Novelist, where I try to write writerly content weekly to post on my website. Been very bad at that over the last couple of months, so if anyone follows along, sorry. I've been house hunting, closing on a house, planning a wedding, and also getting a new job. So it's been a little busy for me, but in the meantime, when I do get a break,
Nothing excuses the fact that you haven't been posting. It's all
I know. I'm like,
your life.
Just slap on the wrist right here. But when I do get a brief moment, I do write fantasy, and I have I'm part of a short story anthology called Forbidden Delights, which is currently out, and just working on a bunch of other projects at the same time. So that is me.
Hi, my name is Nina. I'm a writer from Austria, and I'm a little sick, so I will probably be muted a lot because I have to cough, but it's fine. I'm not feeling too bad.
Feel better. And if you don't know who I am, my name is Zara Hoffman. I'm the self-published author of 6 books, a young adult paranormal romance trilogy and a new adult sci-fi romance trilogy. You can buy all of them. Technical difficulties, bingo for anyone, where my computer randomly thinks my mic gets unplugged, but it absolutely did not. Anyway, you can buy those books as signed paperbacks from my Ko-fi page. There are lots of other things on there. Also, author services if you want to do indie or traditional publishing. Like Kelly said, I'm the co-creator and co-host of the Write-ish podcast. I also edit it. And I am now the founder of a publishing company called INIMITABLE Books, LLC, dedicated to uplifting marginalized voices without forcing authors to spotlight their trauma. So be sure to check that out if you are interested. We are publishing Kelly's book. So
I forgot about that. I'm a debuting author next year.
Woo!
It's still not real. Still doesn't feel real.
I'm like, I hope you didn't forget signing that contract because we went over it for like 3 hours.
I know. It's okay. I didn't forget signing it. I just forget it in the intro.
Which is why we have to update our podcast intros.
Yes.
Yay. Okay, let me set up this forest room so that we can actually start our first sprint in 1 minute. We are on time. No, we are not sprinting for 180 minutes straight. We are not Kate.
Also, Richard, I'm not shivering anyone's timbers.
Stop it.
What?
Sorry, I'm so sorry. I thought I was unmuted.
I was like, I'm
to one of her pets.
I was like, "Are you okay? What did I?"
No, my
I
cat
think he's talking to a pet.
steal a plastic bag out of the trash for like the entire beginning of this. I am so sorry.
Well, if anyone wasn't awake, they are now.
Oh, that was great.
And there goes our being on time.
Yeah, it's okay. I should have had this up while I was giving my intro, and I just forgot to. So, hope y'all can type fast in your forest rooms. The code for it is 5 Sierra Kilo Quebec Yankee Golf 6 Sierra Golf. And before you get on me for pronouncing Quebec as Quebec, that's how it is in the militarized alphabet, because if I pronounce it correctly the French way, which is Quebec, people would be like, K, and I'd be like, nope, that's kilo. So I know it's mispronouncing it, but it is on purpose because America.
Because that's, yeah, America.
Because America.
I'm not proud of it. I just want y'all to know that I am aware of the fact that this is wrong, but also accurate for what it is. Okay, lots of people are in. We are 1 minute past, which is okay. We'll just do a 9-minute break after the first sprint to get back on track. So in 3, 2, 1, happy productivity, everyone. And if that means finishing your morning routine like it's going to be for me, that's still productive. How did everyone do? We have 9 minutes on the clock.
That was good. Yeah. I opened my document. And I got my bingo board up, so that's good.
Woo!
Yeah.
I know host goes into avatar mode was definitely hit. I wasn't really looking at the screen, us on screen, so I don't know if host coughs, sneezes was completed by Nina
I
or
definitely
not. Yeah. Did Dobby make an on-screen appearance? Yeah. I don't know if that counts as walking in front of the screen, but I'm counting it. So Pet walks in front of the camera.
Well, he jumped into my lap like as you said that, so he's been in a rare mood. But this is what he's been after all morning. I had gummy bears yesterday, and he's been taking it out of the trash. So now I've taken the trash out of the trash. Put it on the desk.
What are we supposed to do with it?
That was a good sprint for me. I did a bunch of admin stuff, deleted a lot of emails, so I can actually see the emails that I need to pay attention to. And now I'm looking for one specific email because somebody told me that they emailed me, so gotta find that.
Sounds like fun. I started some rough brainstorming on a new story idea.
Yay!
And Logan came in with the girls from outside because Lucy was falling asleep, but now she's mad that she's inside.
She wanted to go to sleep before she went outside. Anyway, children. Well, I don't have any. Better you than me.
No, good sprint for me. I am starting what I'm calling a reverse outline. So one of my CPs just recently finished reading through my entire book, and so the next step I'm gonna have her do is just like after the book's now done, I'm just writing out all like a quick summary of all the chapters, and I'm gonna have her go through and be like, all right, now that you read the entire like 160,000 word book, here is like it in a very small amount, and just give me like what scenes you remember that stood out from here, what that could be cut, different things like that. So so I'm just kind of like skimming through my entire story and just trying to write the outline.
I used to do reverse outlining as part of my revision process.
Yeah, it's fun. It definitely is like, oh yeah, I kind of forgot about this scene, which I mean, I guess it makes it not a very memorable one, so could probably get cut.
I definitely just went through that process too of doing the reverse outline, and it's definitely like a gut punch when you're trying to describe in your reverse outline, like make a bullet point for a scene that's like 2K words, and you're like, oh, nothing happens.
Yeah, or like the nuance stuff where it's like, oh, she was suspicious about this, but it is like all like inner dialogues. It's just like, okay, but this is what's actually happening, but this is what she's thinking about that. So you have to be very like clever of how you write that in a very like abridged version.
Yeah, it's definitely very stark and makes you painfully aware of like what made it onto the page and what didn't.
So when you reverse outline, are you like going through the manuscript as you do this, or are you doing it like from memory?
I'm going through I don't trust my entire memory. I got a lot going on. So I have a copy of the manuscript, which I actually am using the one that my like CP went through and like had notes and stuff. So it's also the most edited version too. So I'm like looking through that and then just like having a separate Word doc and being like, all right, chapter 1, here are the key points that happened here. And then, all right, next chapter 2, just literally going down the list.
Cool.
Yeah, same.
Well, currently on chapter 3 because I started this 20 minutes ago.
You have the finished a chapter in the bingo thing if you want to count it as like what you've been reverse outlining, because Jeff said that you can do it fast and loose. The bingo.
I will take that interpretation of the bingo.
Nina, how'd you do?
I wrote like 130 words in my chaos project, which is a project I'm pantsing, and I don't know what is happening. Hence the chaos name NMIT, because I thought maybe that would help. Even though it's not that bad, but it's quite hot outside, and I usually don't drink tea when it's hot outside, but today is the day.
Well, in Asia, all they do is drink tea when it's hot outside because it brings your internal temperature closer to the external temperature, so you don't feel as hot.
Oh, that's
Learned that when I had a tea, like when I attended a tea ceremony in China, and it was like 110 degrees out when I was 10 years old. That was long after I was adopted, if people are wondering. But my mom and I went back to China when I was 10. Yeah. Okay, so I didn't say hi to people the first time around. We have enough time for me to do so now. So it's going to be very quick. So don't actually, you know what? I'm going to put the forest room up first. I won't be popping comments up, but I will be saying hi to people. But first, I have unlocked too many trees to find them fast. Okay, I'm reading it out loud as I'm typing so that'll help some people get on faster. So 6-2, Mike Bravo, 5, Mike Quebec, Sierra Golf. If you came in late to the stream, first of all, that's a bingo square. Second of all, I know it's not the proper French pronunciation. It's how it's done in the American and generalized military alphabet. So I apologize, but yeah. That's how it is. Okay. Heather, hello. Lucy, hi. Katrina, Morgan, Savion, Brianna, Violet, Megan, Essie. I always see your name and I'm always worried I'm mispronouncing it, so I apologize. Amelia, Cherry Panda, will forever love your username. Please don't ever change it. Laura, Hannah, Laura Nettles, different than the lovely Laura on screen, but just as equally amazing. Gabby, hi, Stephanie, Erbstika, Grayson, Phoebe, Shannon, whose username is SD Houston. So if you're looking on screen and you're like, who? That's who I'm talking about when I say Shannon. Jabria, hi. Cherry Panda's neighbors started karaoke right before our stream started, so that's funny. Hello, CB394. I used to know your name to call you, and I apologize for blinking. I've had a crazy few months. Laura went to walk her dog Roy. A pigeon, hi. Comments. Malin tries. Malin? I don't know how to pronounce your name, but it's nice. Have I said? Truly Tash. Jessica Williamson came in at 8:01. I don't know if she's still here. Vixen of Fiction, Nia, she's awesome. I'm on her channel once a month. Misha, hello. Richard came in. Yeah. Nina, at some point, I know you want to be muted, but keep your camera on at one point if you think you're going to cough or sneeze so that people can get that bingo square. Dungeon Mancer. Hi. Haley, spelled differently. Hello. Becca, hi. Taylor. StreamYard jumped, so bingo square. I think I got everyone. If I didn't, I apologize and let me know, so I will do it for the next one. Oh, Michael CB Chen, hi. Yep, that's the end of our break. So we're going to start our sprint in 3. Oop, I should add it back to screen. In 3, 2, 1. Happy productivity, everyone. How did everyone do? Don't forget to hydrate, stretch, and back up your work. That is a bingo square. I did have this banner up at the end of the last sprint, but I thought I'd say it so that people knew to fill out that bingo square. I also, if you want to do everyone got jump scared by a timer, for the break one, I don't know why it said beak. I kind of was by that, so that's another bingo square. I saw someone reach bingo, so congratulations. And Barrett came in. Now we can do our status updates. Is that the word? Whatever. Anna, go ahead.
That was good. I actually crossed off one of my goals already, which was I've been working on a timeline of events like leading up to when my book starts, just to like get the timeline down. And I started it last night and just wrapped it up. So I feel silly for putting it off for so long because it took 2 sprints to do it.
Sometimes we just need the extra push.
Yeah, completely.
Chandra.
I did more stuff, got the dog inside. It's been so hot here, so I try to take her out as early as possible and then after dark just so she can get some fresh air time. But she was like, I'm over it. It's no thank you. So we did that. And then, of course, more admin stuff and more cat wrangling. I haven't actually started working on anything writing related yet, and I feel kind of in a fog about it. So I have a couple different things I could be working on. Like I was like 2/3 of the way through another edit, and I could finish that up pretty quickly. But I'm not. And then I haven't figured out what I'm doing for camp. Yeah, and I haven't done that. So I don't know what I'm doing. More or less.
Okay. You
Camp's so far away.
The start of season 3 of Kelly's and my podcast, Writish, which is in the description, talks about preparing for camp. So if anyone wants to listen to that, that would be appreciated. Please download the episode before you listen to it, because those are the numbers that get recorded. But then you can set your apps to remove the download once it's been listened to.
Nice.
You can set it to automatically download too when you follow the podcast, which is really nice because then it'll just stay there and be available till you play it, and then it'll.
Yes, I set that up for my mom because she was like, "Oh my god, I don't think I've been downloading." I was like, "I set it up for you from the start. You don't need to worry, Mom."
That's great.
Kelly, update.
Oh, so I got my page here of rough idea. So that's good. I am also managing chaos with the toddler, and Logan, I think, fell asleep with Lucy. So,
that's so cute.
Yeah.
I am lost in chapter 4. It basically is like, I was like, oh, here's where all the like problems happen. So I realized I problem dumped entirely in this chapter, which is fine, especially where it's happening in the book. But it's definitely been like, all right, this connects to here and this connects to here, and just outlining through all of that is requiring a little bit more work, but it's going well.
I wrote exactly 370 words, and also pet the puppy.
Wow.
That's still progress.
I almost in 20 minutes finished. Actually, no, I didn't even get to work until there were like 15 minutes left. So I almost finished revising an entire chapter from start to finish. Which is also like a task where it's like, this wouldn't have taken me long. Why did I put it off until now? But
because you just had to be on the Writeathon where you don't have any other option.
Yeah. At some point during the stream, I will be running downstairs to get Riley from my mom. So she will be on screen as well, even though everyone has been graced by Dobby's presence twice. So you do technically already have that bingo square built in. yeah. So the Forrester code for anyone who needs me to read it out loud is 5 Alpha Bravo 4 Sierra Delta Yankee Sierra Golf.
By the way, I just coughed, so I coughed on screen. Just so you know.
Nailed it.
Thank you. You may now cough and sneeze in your own privacy if you would like, Nina, because I know that was your initial plan, but we all needed the bingo square. So if you follow anyone on Instagram, you can fill in that square. If someone has a Ko-fi page, I link that, which should be linked to their other social media. But and I tagged everyone's YouTube channels if they have one. Laura does not have one yet, but yeah,
Working on it.
that's not shade. You have a lot to do, but I want
Maybe once the move and the new job happens, we'll revisit.
Yes. Also, I don't know if this counts, Jess. So you can say people aren't allowed to fill it in. But I did have technical difficulties before the stream started, where StreamYard was not loading comments for me correctly. But it happened right before the stream, so it didn't happen when we were live. So
Your mic did the thing that was.
Oh yeah, that too.
See, we got plenty of difficulties.
Yeah, it's okay.
Good.
I am one box away from bingo 2 different ways.
Ooh.
Well, it's like technically one box for each way, but it's like.
I'm not gonna lie, I don't have the bandwidth to be doing no bingo card this morning, okay? So y'all are over here talking about bingoing, and I'm like, oh.
Well, you can generate it later and then just mark off what happened.
I'm actually making mine right now, so.
Yeah. I put the bingo link in the description while Jess was doing her thing, because I was like, oh, I didn't link that. I should probably link that.
I hate these text messages I get. Hi, Brian. We'll be in touch soon to help you secure the best possible home loan rate. It's like, excuse me.
That's not your name, and you don't need.
This is clearly a scam. No, thank you.
Do you have time to talk about your car's extended warranty?
Exactly.
I've started to just leave anytime I have. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was saying it was like the spam texts that I get are like ridiculous, and they also are like getting smarter and like are like, oh, I was like, if you have this type of credit card, I was just like, I don't have this type of credit card, but if I did, I would be very sus right now.
I started to, every time I have to leave someone a voicemail, because I don't like leaving voicemail, but I do start off with trying to reach you about your extended car warranty.
Life hack.
Right.
Okay, we are going to start our sprint in 3, 2, 1. Happy productivity, everyone. How did everyone do?
Good. That was my breakfast sprint, so I'm sorry I was off camera for most of that, but I was eating my Cheerios.
I realized the reason I'm doing so much other like little stuff is because I'm procrastinating. But I did start editing a bio, so that's good. At least word related.
That does sound good. I was procrastinating a little bit because I found the social sprint happening, and I'm like, oh, I'll just sit here and listen. And so I did that, and then they started their sprint. Finally, it's Jess and Phoebe and Kate. And I was like, I guess I should probably do something else related to this story. So I'm like, ooh, what's a fun way that this story could start off? So I created a doc just so I could fire off a few different scenarios of how this adventure can start.
Cool.
Girl, you're muted.
I swear I always do it once. I always will do it once. But thank you, Kelly. But I was off camera a little bit because I decided I did not want to give a public yoga class, but I did a little bit of stretching because I was feeling a little sore this morning. But I also dove into chapter 5 is where I'm at right now with my reverse outlining. So not too bad. Feeling a little bit less tight in the muscles, so we're good.
Woo. Someone dropped off, so that's a bingo square.
No.
Come back. Come back.
I don't know if it would have to be me because it says host, like not co-host, but whatever. Yeah, I finished revising the chapter, so I got a bingo square, and then I posted the revised chapter so my alpha readers can read that version, and then I updated that I wrote it on my website. I was just doing admin stuff of like, I finished a chapter, now let me share on these different tracking things.
What'd you do, Nina? Oh,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Didn't know you were. My
No,
bad.
no, that's fine.
Oh, my mom called, so I didn't do any writing.
Nice. So,
I mean, that's still important.
I saw that Jabri is already up to like 1,200 words. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
Okay, people had killed off characters. I mean, I was revising, so I didn't actively kill off another character, but I was like, yep, killed you off in the first draft. That's important that you stay dead.
I felt bad. One of my alpha readers got to the point where the big murder happens, and she was like, this is terrible. Why is it so gruesome? And I'm like sitting here thinking like, I took out a lot of what I had in the original draft.
Oh, I'm excited. So I am Kelly's editor because my publishing company is publishing her next year, but she's in alpha readers stage. So I'm not ready.
My power went out.
Oh, no, that should be a bingo square.
It might be, if so.
It's not on my bingo square, but it could be.
That definitely counts as technical difficulties.
Yeah.
Like the ultimate technical difficulty.
Let's see. We have like 5 more minutes in our break. So
Okay. Listen. I've been sitting here and I've been wanting to talk, and I've been trying not to talk, but okay.
Let it loose.
Okay.
go.
This story, in case anyone doesn't know, I have an eye patch because I get stress shingles, okay? Because I have a weakened immune system. Anyway, so this shingling happened for reasons happening in my personal life. That's not what inspired the story, but the shingles themselves have inspired this story that I'm working on. And I'm very excited about it because I'm thinking that the magic users in this world have to be very careful how they use their magic and what intensity they might cast it, because they're going to get ailments like a rash that burns.
I love that, especially if like they're trying to hide the fact that they're magic users, and then that gives them away.
Yes. And then the fact that like with all this, I was talking to Logan about this morning because I was just so freaking excited. Okay. And we were bouncing off of each other, and
Logan is Kelly's partner, not another AuthorTuber, although that would rock. But I know when I first joined AuthorTube and everyone's like, oh, Kate and Jessica and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, last names, people. I need last names so I can follow.
Oh, I'm already in the room. Okay, sorry. I was making sure I was in the room. So yeah, Logan and I, we were bouncing off while Logan was getting their bowl of cereal. And I was like, ooh, and he was like, ooh, what happens if the magic users who transform into animals now permanently, after so many years of doing it, are permanently part of that animal? So it's like they're part of human.
Permanently stuck in animal form?
Well, they currently have like parts of animals, like maybe a woman has
ears.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So the features like stick with. That's interesting. Also, Kelly, you are.
I have a tail.
Oh.
Wait, Kelly, I do have a question for you. Is there going to be a character with an eye patch as you're writing with an eye patch? Because I feel like that just like kind of needs to happen.
You know what? I wasn't thinking about it, but I probably should have someone in there, because it's not even like, because I got the medication for this pretty early on. Like I said, I caught it at the good time. So my rash isn't as bad as what it was the first time I got this. The eye patch was more so that way the girls don't accidentally touch it, and so that way the light isn't bothering my eye. But I'm going to have to write that down. Eye patch character.
I feel like that would be a cool characterization, especially if it's like someone that isn't a pirate that you wouldn't expect to have an eye patch.
Yes, and then they can be a magic user.
Yeah, and that's like their kind of way that they're trying to like hide it or just take care of it and not let things spread. It's a magic eye patch that contains it.
So I don't want to say how I do it, but I do have like, if you use too much magic or too intensely, it does take a toll.
I love those trade-offs though when you get with magic systems, because it's just definitely like, that's definitely like the Brandon Sanderson approach, where it's like you have to have those limitations when it comes to magic, and you have to have the rules and everything around it, which is currently what I'm trying to figure out for my series. Because in mine is like there's only 2 magic users in the entire like world, and so I'm like, okay, so obviously the magic can do a lot of really cool things, but what are those limitations on them? But they're very cool and powerful characters.
I feel like Chilling Adventures of Sabrina, the Netflix show, not the comic, which is like off the wall bonkers, even more than the show. But they do it in an interesting way, because it's not a limit in the way that you would think, but it's like, oh, there is a huge consequence for using magic seemingly unlimited.
Big baby.
Doggy.
Aww.
Oh,
So cute.
She is not a large dog, but she really wants to be.
I'm very excited though, and I was waiting because I was like, how much of this do I not give away? How much do I give away? But I was like, I'm gonna just share because I'm an oversharer. That's what I do.
No, I'm excited, but yeah. So Kelly messaged me yesterday, and she's like, or was it 2 days ago? Doesn't matter. But it was like, new story idea. And part of me was like, girl, you're going to be editing the story like that's going to be published. Should you be focusing on that? And I was like, well, she's still waiting for alpha reader comments. So, I mean, there's no harm in her.
Yeah.
Also, Kelly, if you're having all these great ideas, just write them all down because that's when it's fresh and it's coming to you. Like, just like let it write it down, and then if you need to come back to something later when the editing picks up,
I told myself that
have it there ready to go.
Yeah, I told myself, I was like, okay, this weekend I'm going to work on this fun new idea. And then after this weekend, I'm just going to put it up for a little bit and let it set. But yeah, this weekend is fun new idea weekend.
Erstika, you can mark this off because it did jump for me. So basically, if you are the streamer, comments come in on the side, so I don't have to have my YouTube stream up at the same time. But sometimes all of a sudden a bunch of comments will flow in. So it jumps to the bottom of the comments, which is what it means when someone says StreamYard jumped. Okay. In 3, 2, 1, happy productivity, everyone. We went 1 minute over on the break, but it's fine. Not to scare people, but this sprint might go a little bit longer because I need to run downstairs and get Riley from my mom.
I don't know if Sarah's back, but I think that's the end. Is everyone still deep in work mode?
I actually got snacks, so if that's on your bingo card,
It
snack
is.
in my stream, you can just check that off.
Yes. Somehow I still do not have a bingo, even though I have so many squares crossed off.
I don't either. I was looking at that and I was like,
Thank you, Chandra. That gave me a bingo.
Yeah, I think Sarah mentioned she was still running downstairs quick.
So what were the snacks? I'm curious because I had cereal that Sprint.
I got some blueberries.
Ooh, we had like blueberry raspberry smoothies yesterday.
I have my smoothie now that has blueberry.
Ooh, that sounds good.
Yes.
It's a good blueberry
During summer, I try to just like get a couple things of blueberry, or not just blueberries, but like blueberries or raspberries or something, and like supplement my snacking with that.
You can definitely do that because it's like you can just like mindlessly like pick at them and stuff, and it's a lot healthier than a bag of chips. So I commend you for that.
Or a bag of gummy bears.
But cutting out gummy bears, who likes to do that?
Right, I can't.
I don't know. Now I'm over here wanting a bag of chips, and we ain't got a bag of chips.
Dobby really wants to sit on my lap, and so he knows that I'm gonna like put him down, and so he like jumps up with his claws to make double sure.
Ow.
Like Rosalind has hummus and pita chips. That sounds delicious right
that
now.
sounds amazing.
It does sound good.
Oh, go ahead, Kelly.
I was gonna ask how everyone did, and we'll just kind of go around.
That was good. Yeah, like I said on the earlier sprint, I finished doing like my timeline of the past. So now I'm actually kind of switching gears because I'm revising my draft for camp next month. I kind of need to know what's going to happen in the sequel so that I can, like foreshadow stuff. So I'm working on a beat sheet for book 2 and going back to ye old Save the Cat.
Love it.
Yeah. Always have it nearby and handy.
Hashtag not sponsored.
We're not plugging it. It's fine.
I made my bingo card. I made it pretty, very productive, and then I'm considering writing on Medium, so I'm looking at that and setting up my page and like, all that good stuff.
What kind of stuff would you like to post?
I was thinking some like travel related stuff, some stuff that's specific to my city, because I looked on there and I didn't see a ton of information about my city.
Oh, cool.
So I was like, well, that would be a fun place to start. And then just like some opinion pieces and book reviews, stuff that I write anyway, but mostly it just stays in the notes app on my phone after I'm no longer feeling quite as ranty. And I was like, well, if I'm going to write this stuff, I might as well post it somewhere.
Yeah, totally.
Do something with it. And of course, all of my book reviews. I mean, it may not be, a lot of the books I've reviewed aren't like recent publications, but I just write reviews for things that move me in some way.
Yeah.
So I feel like if those books were meaningful enough to me, then maybe other people will be reading them at random points in time and be like, I need to talk about this, or I need other opinions on this. And so maybe it will still be useful and helpful that way.
Yeah, I've definitely had that experience of like closing the last page on a book that just was such a like emotional experience that I immediately furiously type it into Google. Like, please tell me someone else had this reaction.
Yeah.
I need someone to either talk about or just read someone else's thoughts on the story.
See, that's what I don't actually read book reviews to decide if I'm going to read a book or not. I decide if I'm going to read a book because I judge it by its cover.
I'm very guilty. Books Graham made me is usually what chooses a lot of my reads.
Yes, but I don't like go read the back flap and then read reviews to decide if I'm going to read it. I've already made up my mind. I I usually read it after that, and then I'll read the synopsis, and I'll be like, no, that's not what happened at all. Or I'll go and read the reviews, and I'm like, you're entirely wrong about this. I 100% agree. And if I'd read this before I read the book, I maybe wouldn't have read the book, but like, that's not why I read reviews. I just read reviews to commiserate, or even after I've written a review and I'm like, oh, see, yeah, I agree with that. That's what I said.
Yeah.
I won't lie, a lot of times I hate writing negative reviews. Like, that's one of the things I hate doing. But sometimes if I don't like a book, I'll read the negative reviews just to like fuel that little fire where I'm just like, yes, people agree with me.
Yes. Yeah, the commiseration is real. And Eva, I will do that. I will do that for sure.
Kelly, what did you get done?
So I ate food and spoke with Hannah, who's alpha reading for me. And she informed me that she was done. So I read her lovely end of the book feedback. And this is making me very excited for, oh my goodness, yes. It's making me very excited for whenever I go through and do all the edits from all the feedback I'm getting.
Oh, Riley.
Hi, Riley. I gave you your medicine, which means you can't eat for an hour.
Yeah, that's my approach too. If I can't eat, I'm just gonna nap.
Like I said, does that count if your opinion is valid but wrong? I also need that one. So
Sure. We're gonna say that for Riley. Riley's opinion is valid that she's hungry and would like food, but it's wrong because medically she's not allowed. Okay, so it looks like we have when was the notification for the tree being done? It was like 6-7 minutes ago at this point. So we have, let's do the next and final sprint starting at the 5-minute mark, which means I need to get on it and share the Forest Room code.
Let's finish strong.
Yes. Oh, I reached chapter 7. That's my only update that I have.
Oh, that's awesome.
I think there's like 60 chapters in this book, so slowly but surely I'll get through it. My goal is just to finish it by today.
How long are your chapters on average?
I say generally like 2 to 3K is I think like my sweet spot. That like they're not terribly long chapters, but some go a little bit over the 3K mark. But if it's wrapped up under 2, I'm like, okay, that's probably fine.
Yeah. Cool.
I could not find the maple tree to save my life for a minute. So, okay.
Is it necessary to have consistent chapter length? Because mine are all over the place.
I mean, I like it as a reader, but if there are like times where it's different, it's fine. And if it's a fast-paced chapter and it's like there are a lot of words because there's a fight scene, which is what always happens with me. It's like it's a much bigger chapter, but it doesn't feel that way because a lot of action is happening. Or sometimes you just need a short chapter for, punch or something. But I mean, I would try to not have a 20-word, a 20-word chapter and then 3,000 words. Like that would feel a bit jarring as a reader.
Yeah. I have a few like short chapters that are like, oh, something really dramatic happened, and like the chapter right after that is just like a 1 or 2 page of like reflection or like just something like really like brief that's like, yep, this is it, and then it kind of picks up the pacing, but it's more so it's like it calls attention to it.
Yeah. Like I know James Patterson just canceled himself by saying some really, really stupid stuff, but which is going to be addressed in this month's Writers Wrap Up on the 25th on Mia the Vixen of Fiction's channel. But in his Maximum Ride series, like he'll sometimes have a chapter where it's just like 1 word. And we're 1 minute into the sprint, or what I wanted to do for the sprint. So we're gonna have like 4 minutes to wrap up at the end. So we're gonna start. Banners, final sprint, and It says it's added to the time. There we go. It said the timer is added to screen, but it wasn't. So technical difficulties again in 3, 2, 1. Happy productivity, everyone. This is our final sprint. And Riley has her back turned to me in protest. that was our final sprint. I hope everyone did well. We have 3 minutes left on this stream. So I think rather than doing status updates, which normally I would love to hear, I think we should all just like do our outros and maybe end a minute early or right on time, depending on how long those take. So why don't you start, Anna?
Okay. Well, thanks everybody. My name is Anna Robbins. I have a YouTube channel where I occasionally post writing videos. I am currently working on revising my fantasy novel, so lots of writing blogs about that. And I will be hosting the 3rd productivity sprint at 2 p.m. on my channel, so I hope to see you there.
Hi everyone, my name is Candra Arthur. I write historical fiction, science fiction, fantasy, and horror. I also am one half of Flash Fiction Live, which you can usually find Saturday mornings at 8:30 on my channel or Natalie Locke's channel. And I'm an AuthorTuber, so yeah, links are around places.
Hello, I'm Kelly Wright. I am a genre hopping writer, trier of hobbies, one half of the Write-ish podcast, which season 3 drops in July. And on top of everything else, I am a domestic goddess, which is a fancy way of saying I'm a stay-at-home mom and wife. And I am a debuting author next fall, 2023. So follow me for updates on said debut novel.
All right, signing off, everyone. My name is Laura, aka LP Savage, aka Newbie to Novelist, where I try to write. We post writerly content weekly on the site. Also posting on Instagram. I promise I will get back once I start a new job, plan my wedding, and move into my new house that I just bought. So stay tuned.
Minor checklist.
Minor checklist. Big things happening.
My name is Nina. I'm a writer from Austria, and thank you for having me, Sarah. And thank you for everyone else. It was really fun hanging out with you.
Thank you to everyone on screen and who is viewing. My name, if you are new to my channel, is Zara Hoffman. I'm the self-published author of 6 books. The bright colored spines are my paranormal romance trilogy, and my darker covers are my sci-fi romance trilogy. They are young adult and new adult, respectively. You can buy them as signed paperbacks up there if you live in the US or Canada. Otherwise, you can get signed nameplates. And if you join my VIP club tier for $8 a month, in your 4th month, you get a free paperback ship to wherever you live in the world. As Kelly said, I'm the co-creator and co-host and editor of the Write-ish podcast. And I am the founder of the publishing company INIMITABLE Books, LLC, which is dedicated to uplifting marginalized voices in more ways than just race, and without forcing authors to spotlight their trauma. So, because sometimes we just want an escapist story as a writer, not just a reader. And this is my dog, Riley. Sometimes she's with me. Most of the time she's with my mom. But, subscribe and hit the bell and you'll get to see more of her. I'm trying to get back into vlogging, and she's in almost all my vlogs that are already up on this channel. So, yeah, we are perfectly on time. So, bye, everyone.
Thank you.